I choose to believe that it was David. He would have inherited over $80 million.
Can I interest you in a nightcap?
Yes.
So, did your little San Francisco honey get off all right?
She sure did, right on time.
You thinking maybe you'd like to have a blonde partner? You win some, you lose some.
Hold it, police!
Is there anything else I can offer you?
I think you already have.
Like the food, Joe?
Oh, that food was great.
I don't know why you say that. It's good wine.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, good for you.
Let me see. I got that thing here somewhere.
Joe. Oh,
there it is.
yeah. I'll drive.
Well, I can drive. Oh, go!
That's great. Where's Hendricks now?
He went to go wait in the car.
Joe Ellis was a private eye.
Private eye, huh? Damn world's not safe for anybody, McCall. Let's go talk to Hendricks. You see anybody in there?
No.
I thought you said Hendricks was in the back of that car.
Well, that's where I left him.
And he's not there.
He's not?
No.
Excuse me. You can understand that I had to calm down everybody inside. When is all this going to be taken care of?
We're going to be out of here as soon as we can.
Now listen, you said that Hendricks was a regular for this restaurant?
He comes here quite often. The dead man I've never seen before, but Mr. Hendricks said that it was a good friend of his.
Did anybody stop by their table while they were having their meal?
Not that I saw. I must really go back inside now.
I want to talk to you a little bit later on.
Are you there?
You know, if I were Mr. Hendricks, I wouldn't have hung around here either.
Yeah, why is that?
Because I think the shot was intended for Mr. Hendricks.
Why do you say that?
The man who got shot was drunk. Now, he stumbled in front of Mr. Hendricks just as the shot was fired.
So how we doing?
I think we're in. You don't think this guy took Philip Marlowe too seriously, do you?
This guy's a real detective's detective.
Don't tell me a bottle.
Yeah, 3 of them. 2 of them on empty.
Well, everything in its place and a place for everything. Aren't these attractive?
What size are they?
Hey, I live right. Hendricks, David. Nada, hombre.
To Joe Ellis. Looks like a check. It's from David Hendricks.
There's an answering machine on the phone back here. Did you check it out?
Yeah, I listened to it. It's blank.
Think you erased it?
What are you doing here? Who are you people?
I'm, Sergeant Hunter. This is Sergeant McCall, Metropolitan Homicide.
Where's David?
Who are you?
What are you doing here? What's happened?
Well, who are you?
I'm Jill Tyler, David's fiancée, and I want to know what's going on. Where's David? And who let you in here? Do you have a search warrant?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see it. This says Joe Ellis for an address on Pico. I want you out of here.
Why?
I don't have to answer that. You are here illegally, and I want you out now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We are not here illegally. David Hendricks fled the scene of a crime, a homicide, I might add. And we went to find him in his office. He wasn't there, so we came
You didn't
here.
have the right to break in
Will
here.
you shut up a minute? We came to the back door, and it was open, so we came inside, which we had every right to do under the circumstances. We found evidence that Hendricks packed a suitcase, and he let himself out the back door.
You know Joe Ellis?
Yes.
And did you know that he was shot to death last night?
David didn't kill him. Joe was working for David.
Yeah, what was he working on?
I don't think I should answer that.
Hendricks left the scene after the shooting. We haven't found him. Now, we think he's in a lot of danger. That's why we're here.
Look, I haven't heard anything from David since yesterday. It's not like him to go a whole night without calling me. What kind of danger?
Well, we think he might have been the intended victim last night. Was anybody after him?
Yes. His stepmother. She pushed David's father out of a 16th-story window 3 weeks ago in San Francisco.
Pretty nice view from up here.
Depends on which way you're looking. Sergeant Foster, was it night or day when he was pushed out of here?
We haven't proved yet that he was pushed. He may have jumped.
Well, was there any basis for that theory?
He just suffered a severe emotional trauma. He and his wife had been married a couple of years and were expecting a baby. Revitalized his whole life. Apparently, that was all he could talk about, becoming a father again at his age. He was 63. His wife suffered a miscarriage 2 days before he went out this window.
How old was she?
29, I think. Anyway, the problem is there were no witnesses. No one saw him come into this hotel, and he had no known reason for being here.
Well, where was his wife when this happened?
Still in the hospital.
I guess you know her stepson thinks Mrs. Hendricks tried to kill her husband.
I know he hasn't been shy about saying that. But not only was she in the hospital at the time, there is no evidence of any motive. Although Mr. Hendricks was a very wealthy man, so there's a whole lot of money at stake.
Do you think you could possibly arrange it so we could meet Miss Hendricks?
Sure, she's been very cooperative. Look, can we just get some lunch in the coffee shop first? I'll phone her from there.
Sure. Cooperative. Very, very cooperative.
Are you talking about Mrs. Hendricks or Sergeant Foster?
You cannot stand it when there's a beautiful woman around, can you? Another beautiful woman.
Nice save.
It sure was.
I'll let them explain when they get there, Mrs. Hendricks. They'll appreciate your seeing them. And thanks. She's home, and she said to come right over.
No. Shall we, girls? Your cut of this is about $9.75.
Leave her a good tip. She was great.
Since we're dealing with a woman who's lost a baby and a husband in the last 3 weeks, we'll keep it as brief and painless as possible.
You've been dealing with her. Why don't you just take the lead?
I don't think you'll have to pussyfoot. If her husband was murdered, she wants to know who and why.
My husband held onto that stock for over 20 years. Now, you'll have to give me a better reason than that to sell it. Yes, Arnold, that's my decision. I will speak with you later. Thank you. Ah, yes, Sergeant Foster. Hello.
Yes, Mrs. Hendricks, this is Sergeant McCall and Sergeant Hunter.
Hello.
Los Angeles.
How are you?
I understand you want to talk to me about David Hendricks.
Yes, David Hendricks disappeared the other night after an associate of his was shot to death out in front of a Los Angeles restaurant.
And you think David did it?
No, we don't think he did it. We think he was scared and took off because, well, he might have thought the shot was meant for him.
Well, I can't imagine who would try to kill David. He's a wimp. I mean, David doesn't have any friends or enemies. He's like I said, he's a wimp.
Do you think there could be any connection with what happened to David and the death of your husband?
David certainly is connected with my husband's death. I believe he hired someone to do it.
He denied that, Mrs. Hendricks, while attached to a polygraph.
Which proves nothing. But money, however, buys whatever services you want it to. And David thought there was a fortune at stake. His fortune.
Well, can you clarify that? What do you mean?
David was afraid that his father would change his will once our baby was born.
Are you saying that David didn't know about the miscarriage?
It wasn't front page news. But that's not all he didn't know. He didn't know that his father had already changed his will.
Are you talking about leaving a share of the estate to the unborn child?
Leaving all of the estate to me, with provisions for a trust fund for David of $100,000 annually.
You don't think your husband tried to kill himself, do you?
No. John was not the kind of man to commit suicide. Someone killed him, and I choose to believe that it was David. He would have inherited over $80 million from his father's old will.
David chooses to believe she did it.
I think the key to that puzzle is who took the shot at David.
Well, we might be able to answer that question for you better down in Los Angeles.
Look, would you feel that I was intruding if I asked to join you there?
Well, not at all. I think we can extend you that courtesy. Besides, I think we can always use an extra pair of eyes and ears. Right, Sergeant?
Right. And what else?
You both questioned her, right? I mean, she'd recognize either of you.
Yeah, she sure would.
So while you're in there, how about ordering us some lunch, huh? Hamburger for me and a head of lettuce for the big guy.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Okay, bye.
Well, a day in the life of Jill Tyler. Pretty fascinating.
I think I'm going to call in for some shift relief. I guess I'll go home and do something real exciting, like watch my plants grow.
Sorry today was such a bust.
Yeah, I've been a cop for 9 years. I know the routine. I just don't know how long my department is going to let me stay down here if I don't come up with something.
Maybe tomorrow will be better for us.
Which still leaves tonight.
Yes, it does.
Where does a hungry, unmarried woman eat dinner in this town? Oh, come on, not that one. How did a nice girl like me? You know, I could ask you the same question.
Yeah, but you're more interesting than I am.
Well, first I tried selling, and then office work, and then more selling, and finally one day I had to face it. I wanted to be a cop. I don't know, something about the thrill of the chase.
The thrill of the what?
Oh, you know, chasing the unexpected, the unpredictable, the exciting.
I see what you mean.
I knew you would. You know, my room has got one of those refrigerators full of tiny little liquor bottles. Can I interest you in a nightcap?
Yes.
Here we are. I'll bet that you are not really a drinking man, are you, Rick?
No, I'm not.
Is there anything else I can offer you?
I think you already have. So, did your plants grow last night?
Not an inch. Yours?
Here she comes.
Well, wherever she's going, she's in a big hurry to get there.
Probably late for a manicure in Malibu.
If she drives all the way to San Francisco, just drop me off.
Hi.
I missed you.
Oh, I miss you.
How are you?
I'm okay now. I'm dying of boredom, but I'm okay. Answer it.
Who is it?
Miss Tyler, it's Sergeant McCall. Miss Tyler, open up the door. We know David Hendricks is in there. We have a warrant for his arrest.
Stole him. Stole him.
I'm a police officer.
Police? Why the hell did you say so?
Come on.
Why are you so convinced that she tried to kill you? You think it really makes that much of a difference to Mrs. Hendricks whether or not you're dead or alive?
It sure as hell does. She was scared to death when she found out that I hired Joe Ellis to prove she killed my father.
Did Joe Ellis find anything?
Ah, you're damn right he did. He found out that she had a lover, for one thing. A long-time lover.
The San Francisco Police Department cannot find anything to support that, Mr. Hendricks. Are you telling me your private investigator was doing a better job than we were?
Hey, however it sounds to you, Sergeant.
Sounds to me like Joe Ellis was feeding you a load of garbage to keep the checks coming in. Did he give you any evidence? The man's name, for instance?
No. But he'd have found it, given enough time. Can't you see what happened? Casey got her boyfriend to take care of my dad's murder for her. Oh, she was a very persuasive woman. She got my dad to marry her 3 weeks after they met.
Well, we understood that your father was very much in love with her.
Yeah, he probably was. And the pitiful thing is he was so damn proud of that baby. Probably wasn't even his.
Mrs. Hendricks was scared to death with the loss of the baby that David's father would change the will back to the way it was before she got pregnant.
You know, we have got a load of theories here and nothing to prove any of them, which is exactly where I started 3 weeks ago.
See, that's why I hired Joe Ellis, and why I'm going to hire somebody else to take his place. My father's money doesn't mean squat to me. I got money of my own, and I'm willing to spend every damn dime of it to prove that Casey, my stepmother, had my father killed.
In the meantime, where can we contact you? Will you be going back to your house?
No, I'll be staying out of sight. I'll be staying here until I can find someplace else. That is, if I can get your word that this address isn't going to show up on some police report.
You've got our word.
Whose place is this?
Belongs to a friend of mine. It's out of the country. Doesn't even know I'm using the place.
Breaking and entering?
I didn't break anything. I know where he hides the key.
I'm staying here with you tonight.
No, you're not. Look, we've already had this out. You're going home.
David.
And staying there. I don't want anybody else following you out here. Look, unless there are any more questions, Joe and I'd like to be alone for a while.
Certainly.
I've been wondering, why is it that nobody seems to believe his father committed suicide?
Half my department thinks he did.
But you don't.
I don't know. All I know for sure is that it's time I got back to the city. Not your city, mine. Thanks for everything. You ever get up my way again, give me a call.
We'll do better than that. We'll keep in close touch until this awful thing's taken care of, won't we?
Bye-bye. You thinking maybe you'd like to have a blonde partner?
Gee, I'm sorry you hate her guts.
Hunter, I don't know her well enough not to like her. I just wonder how she can afford a casual suit on a cop's salary.
Zombies? Yes, they are my servants. Did you think we could do it alone? In their lifetime, they were my enemies. Let all the witch doctor.
Mr. Hendricks, it's Sergeant Foster.
Secret, I tortured out of them. Murder the swine, stolen
You scared the hell out of me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. May I come in?
By all means.
I'm alone.
So what's up? You found something?
No, but I'm going back to San Francisco on the 11 p.m. flight tonight, and I'd like to go over some notes with you.
Notes? What notes? You people haven't done anything to make any notes about.
Now, Mr. Hendricks, I don't think that's very fair. We have all worked extremely hard on this case, and if you will just go over a few puzzling points with me, I am sure we will be that much closer to solving this thing.
Okay, sorry. I guess I got a little cabin fever.
What are you drinking?
Scotch. Strong, single still scotch. You want some?
Sure. Might help warm up the climate in here. We have something in common.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Old movies.
I hate old movies. Now, about your questions.
Thank you. The last time you spoke to your father was 3 days before his death, correct?
Yes. We spoke at least twice a week. We were very close.
Yes, your phone records verify that. But there were no records of any phone calls in or out on the night your father died.
Why should there be? Jill was with me that night. And I talked to my father a couple of nights before.
You told Sergeant Hunter you have a handgun and a permit. May I see them both, please?
Why? What has this got to do with this case?
Humor me, Mr. Hendricks. Please.
I suppose you want the permit, too.
I don't think that will be necessary.
My fault. I led them to him.
Jill, you didn't lead anybody here. It's not your fault.
The fact is, Miss Tyler, it looks as if David killed himself. You had nothing to do with it.
I left David at 9 o'clock last night, and he was fine. Fine. He didn't kill himself.
Cases like this drive me crazy.
Why? What do you mean?
Oh, you're sure you're onto the answer, and suddenly the whole thing turns to sludge.
So you think he killed himself?
No forced entry, his own gun in his own hand, a prime suspect in a murder case. Could be.
Well, we have a definite M.O. here. I think the killer tries to make it look like suicide, and that makes him one deliberate killer.
You know, I don't think we'll ever know. You know, guys, you win some, you lose some. Perks, but it goes with the territory. Sometimes bad guys just get away with it.
Ain't that the truth?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Allow me.
So, did your little San Francisco honey get off all right?
Sure did, right on time.
That's nice.
What is it about your attitude here?
What is it about your piercing whistle? I'm going home.
Good. I'll walk you to your car.
You still my heart.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
I wonder who said that.
Well, you're a cop. You ought to know that by now.
Do you really think that David Hendricks tried to kill himself?
And what if I do?
I'm going to try to give myself a new part.
You won't find one as cute as me.
I think you're right.
So what makes you think he didn't do it?
How much time you got?
How much time you need?
He had a beautiful fiancée and a bank balance that either one of us would kill for, right?
Yes.
A few hours before he's killed, he tells us he's going to spend every cent he has to find the guy that killed his father. Now, does that sound like someone who's going to blow his brains out?
It's probably best we both sleep on this. Together.
No.
I'm coming. Who is it?
Don Johnson. You wish.
Nightly. What do I owe this pleasure? What, mud wrestling over for the evening?
I've been thinking.
Want applause?
You go to bed dressed like that every single night?
That is going to remain one of life's little secrets.
Before I start, I must have some coffee.
What, you see a sign outside that says open all night?
You know, Valerie Foster is very strange.
She didn't want to go steady or what?
I'm going to plunge right into this, okay?
Fine, plunge.
Now, you know Valerie and I, we,
Yes, I know.
Don't get me wrong, it was okay.
I don't want to hear the details.
But she acted very strange about it.
So get to the point.
She was faking it. You know, they're going to be serving ice water in hell before I ever confide in you about anything I do again, really.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. Really, I am. Hunter, but listen. Do you really think that you can tell when a woman is faking it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hunter, she chose to go to bed with you, so why would she fake it?
To get closer to me.
Well, she certainly did that.
She thought I was going to be one of those after-sex talkers to find out what you and I were doing, what we knew about the case. And how about the fact that she was pushing that suicide deal on us? Come on. I mean, you and I both know David Hendricks did not shoot himself, right?
Welcome back, partner.
Well, I was never away.
Well, that's debatable.
How about that coffee now?
Fine.
And right after the coffee, I think we should go to San Francisco to check her out.
Can I change first?
I like the way you are right now. What are we, about 21 miles outside of San Francisco? You think she's headed back to Los Angeles?
I don't think so, not the way she's dressed. She's got herself a date.
Yeah, she's slowing down. Bet I know what you're thinking about.
Think it's that boyfriend, the one the private eye talked about?
No.
Well, what?
I think we're going to see him in the morning.
Okay. So which one of us gets to go to sleep first?
You.
Me? Why am I the lucky one?
Why not?
I mean, it's not because, you know, I'm a woman. I'm the weaker sex and all that.
You want to go to the moon?
No.
Get in the back.
Oh, we're trying to make up, huh?
Yeah, just go to sleep.
Okay, wake me up in 3 hours, or if they leave, whichever comes first.
I'll wake you up when I get tired.
Okay, fine. Gee, what is your problem, anyway? What, do you think she's in there faking it with him?
Give me my coat back.
I was only
Give me the coat back.
I was only kidding. Jeez. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, I'm hungry. Where you want to eat at the marina?
Looks cold out, Val.
When do I get my mink?
As soon as the dust clears. But you will look better in sable.
Who wouldn't?
Thank God this is over.
Amen to that.
Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, the right to remain silent if you give up that right.
There is no need to read us our rights. Thank you. Neither of us has any intention of saying anything to either of you.
Well, then maybe you ought to call a lawyer.
Casey, I want you to get in the car and go directly home. Do not talk to anyone on the phone and do not let anyone in. There's something I have to do and I'll be by later. There is nothing to worry about. Just do as I say. Go! Well, that tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, what's that?
You never would have let her drive off if you thought you had anything.
Well, we do have this. You and a principal in a homicide know each other. Intimately.
You can't prove that. We spent a few hours together at her beach house. That is not even a mystery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a bag to pack. And don't try to follow me when I go. I'll be on red light and silent.
Getting good, isn't it? Let's take her in just for the hell of it.
It's not. I'm starving. We can have breakfast. At least we can make that stick.
Yeah, come on. I think we found out who killed Hendricks. Senior and Junior. We've got 2 suspects and 1 problem. The problem is one of the suspects turns out to be a San Francisco police officer.
You gotta be putting me on, Hunter.
No, I'm not. Now, if we take this puny evidence we have to the San Francisco police, they're going to laugh in our faces. So what I'd like to do is kind of avoid those people.
And do what?
Well, we're not sure yet.
Is McCall there?
Yes?
Put her on.
He doesn't trust me.
Yeah, Captain?
I asked Hunter, now I'm gonna ask you. What is your game plan?
Well, right now we really don't have one. We think they might have gotten away with it. Hello? You still there?
McCall, are you sure you and Hunter are in full possession of all your marbles?
Well, maybe not. We haven't had anything to eat yet, and we spent the night in a rented car, you know.
McCall, I'll tell you what. You and Hunter go out and have a nice, wholesome breakfast. Talk your problem over. Maybe come up with an idea or 2. Then call me back. Would you like to do that?
Yes, sir. He doesn't trust me either.
Good, let's see.
It's Sergeant McCall, Mrs. Hendricks. I'd like to speak with you.
No, I'm sorry. I can't talk to you. Just go away.
Mrs. Hendricks, I will do all the talking. You don't have to say a word.
No!
Mrs. Hendricks, if you don't talk with me now, I can go and get a court order and come back later. You'll have to do a whole lot more than just listen to me.
I don't have to say anything?
Not if you don't want to.
This is as far as you get.
Valerie's going to tell you that there's nothing to worry about. She's wrong. You'll be real surprised, Mrs. Hendricks, at what's going to come out. I'm talking about everything that Valerie's been putting a cork into. We're going to assume that your friend, Sergeant Foster, did the actual killing. And we could assume, for argument's sake, that you were completely unaware of what she was doing.
I have nothing to say.
Mrs. Hendricks, my partner followed Valerie when she left the beach house. For all I know, he's talking to her right now, trying to get her to cop a plea. And I think he'll have a real good chance of doing that since they slept together when she came to L.A. Now, if Valerie plea bargained, she could get off with a nice little short and sweet sentence. In exchange for helping the DA put you away for life, not to mention the gas chamber. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I have nothing to say. Are you finished?
She's a cop, Casey. She knows all the tricks. Now, we can only deal with one of you, and we would like to deal with you. Now, Casey, you don't have to say anything. Whatever you say could be used against you in a court of law, and you do have the right to have an attorney present. But you also retain the right to speak with me if you choose. All right, thank you for talking with me. And Casey, do yourself a favor and think about it, all right? You think about it. She listened. I think she was about ready to talk, too.
And you read her rights?
And that, as they say, was that.
Who is it?
It's me.
I thought you'd never get here. One of those cops called. She was here.
You let her in?
No, I talked with her at the door. She threatened to get a court order.
You're an idiot.
She said with you off the case and somebody else on it, all kinds of things would come out that you had covered up.
That is cop talk, Casey. What did you say to her?
Nothing. I am not an idiot, Val.
Casey, everything is going to be fine. I went and saw Thomas Byrne. He's the best criminal lawyer in the country.
What did you go see him for?
Hey, baby, we may not be in heavy danger, but we will probably need a lawyer. Then again, maybe not.
Valerie, you said there's no way we can lose, baby, because I'm on the inside looking out. Isn't that how it went?
We won't lose. Hunter and McCall know about us. That's all. Listen, if they had had any hard evidence, they would have cuffed us both this morning.
Then why did you go see that lawyer without talking to me first and tell him the whole story?
Hey, chill out. Lawyers need to know the facts.
And just what were those facts that you told him, Val? That we both did it? That we're both guilty?
What the hell is this?
Or did you tell the truth? That you pushed John out that window? And you killed David after screwing up the first try? That the whole thing was your idea because you were a cop and could guarantee results? Yeah!
What the hell are you trying to do? Convince yourself you had nothing to do with this? Now, we may get some publicity we didn't count on. We're gonna be okay. Everything we planned is gonna come out just fine.
No, Valerie. Everything you planned. And it's all coming apart.
Don't hit her again.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Dee Dee, look in my purse. You'll find a key in the side pocket.
You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to have an attorney present. If you give up that right, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
It's a key to locker number 67, Peninsula Athletic Club. You'll find a tape I made. The tape will tell you who planned this whole thing from start to finish. So if there's going to be any plea bargaining here, you better come to me first, or you won't have a case.
dangerous.
It'll work. It'll look like suicide. If they suspect anyone, it'll be David.
It's murder, baby.
It's necessary for us. Look, you know how cops think, Valerie, what they look for. And with any luck, you could even get yourself put on the case.
Casey, that's a long shot.
It's foolproof, Val. Please say you'll help me. Oh, we can have it all, Valerie. You and me and $80 million.
God help us both, Casey. We'll do it.
Oh, Val.
I think that pretty much nails it, don't you, partner?
It certainly does, partner. I think it was one of our better jobs, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think so. I just have one question, though. I know why Valerie jumped in the sack with you. She wanted to get as close to what we were doing as possible, right? But what I don't get is, I didn't think that you were into one-night stands. Why'd you fall for that?
I can't believe you asked me that. It's very personal. Yeah, it is. There's certain things men talk about, certain things men don't talk about. That's one of them. I will tell you this, though. I hated myself in the morning.